We want to start with the announcements today. Let's go with drama series. What were the nominees, Daly?
Well, the nominees in the drama series, actually one big omission in this that we did not see. We didn't see Homeland nominated.
Really?
And of course, yeah, you thought maybe it would get nominated. Damian Lewis also not nominated. Claire Danes was, but also he was not nominated. But let's go through the nominations real quick. Breaking Bad nominated, Downton Abbey, Game of Thrones, Mad Men, House of Cards, and also True Detective, which kind of snuck in and knocked Homeland out of the box. Absolutely.
Crazy there? There's not a single broadcast network
I was
drama.
thinking,
Well, I was
all
gonna
cable.
say,
You know, and that's
Every year we get a little
right.
bit further down this path where cable is dominant.
Netflix is really changing this.
Yeah,
as
this
well,
has been the
impact of
trend
Netflix.
since about 2010 that we've seen cable kind of take over the drama categories. And you're right, Kate. We're seeing Netflix definitely make an impact
got a
here.
footprint.
The definition of TV is changing.
You know, and last year House of Cards got a lot of nominations, only one win. They didn't win the big drama prize, so now they have another chance this year.
All right,
Yeah,
next
I'm not
up.
sure about that, but
Patience.
Agreement.
Let's look at lead actor and lead actress in a drama. Let's start with lead actor.
Okay, lead actor in a drama category. This was also a good one. I think this is one of the more competitive categories, if you ask me. Bryan Cranston, the perennial favorite, was nominated for Breaking Bad, of course. Kevin Spacey nominated for House of Cards, like we've been talking about. Both Matthew McConaughey and Woody Harrelson nominated for True Detective. Actually, if Matthew McConaughey wins this category, he will be the first actor ever to take home an Oscar and an Emmy in the same year. Also, Jeff Daniels for The Newsroom and John Hamm. There was a little bit of a question if John Hamm would be nominated again because people are asking, did we forget about Mad Men?
Yeah.
But apparently
Did
not.
we also forget about Game of Thrones?
Well, you know, I don't think we forgot about them in the big picture,
But individually,
in the actor
maybe.
categories, they got to know. Emilia Clarke did not get a nomination, and a lot of people thought that she would. We also saw Damian Lewis, like I mentioned before, passed over in the actor category.
How about actresses? Let's talk about the best actress in a drama
this,
series.
I think, is the most competitive race, if you ask me. I wrote down a list of 13 people who could have been nominated easily last night. So this one was a really tough one. Claire Danes, we did see get a nomination for Homeland. Michelle Dockery for Downton Abbey, who was one of my favorites. Juliana Margulies for The Good Wife, who was left
Solid
off
year this year,
last year.
though,
She's
so.
back this year, which is a good
And
one.
again, a
Robin
network
Wright
show.
for House of Cards,
What do you think of
and
this,
Kerry
Brian?
Washington for Scandal also
What do you
got a
think, Brian?
nomination.
I'm glad to see Kerry Washington in Scandal. It's going to be one of the few broadcast network representations
And a good wife, too.
in the contest.
And we can't forget about Lizzie Kaplan in Masters of Sex, who actually is one of my favorites. I'm really
From
glad
Mean
to
Girls,
see her.
right?
Yes, she got their start in Mean Girls.
Probably not what she
Absolutely.
necessarily wants to be known for.
So the
forever.
networks still have a foothold, but again,
They do, and in the comedy
it's sliding.
categories, they usually have a little bit more. I mean,
Right.
The Big Bang Theory is nominated for comedies. Modern Family, which has won 4 years in a row. It
Okay,
could win
stop
for a
on that
fifth
one.
year.
Can they win 5 years in a row?
You know, I kind of hope they don't. I mean, I'd be rooting for Veep. I'd be rooting for Louis. And two new entrants, right?
Pop up
Silicon
the
Valley.
list, actually, of
and
comedy
Netflix's
series
Orange is
then.
the New
Silicon
Black.
Valley, I'll tell you.
I just watched that on the plane the other day. Really hilarious.
It is really
Can we
funny.
Pop up
And
the category of the best comedy
do that.
series
Best
here?
comedy series. Brian was just kind of running them down and letting you know. Number one, Orange is the New Black was nominated for Outstanding Comedy
That
Series.
ain't a
There's
comedy.
some controversy. Exactly. There's a lot of controversy
funny.
there on whether it should be in the comedy or
Is
drama
there someone
series.
who can say, I'm sorry, that you're actually not, you don't fit the bill in this category? Is there an arbiter of justice
it
on
happens
this?
during award season. I remember during the Golden Globes, I think a couple years ago, The Tourist with Angelina Jolie and Johnny Depp was nominated in the best musical or comedy, and everyone said, So sometimes it happens. You know, they put it in there, they got it in there, and they got a
They had a
nomination.
bigger problem
Well,
with
it's kind
that
of like
movie.
True Detective. It
Yes.
could have been a miniseries. It could have been a drama.
Exactly.
HBO submitted it as a drama, making that category
So,
even
Brian,
more
do you think they
competitive.
need to refine the categories more, or they're okay? Or is
Well,
this New World
we're in
Order
this golden
speaking
age
to-
of TV, so in some ways we're taking more than ever and trying to fit it into a relatively small number of categories.
Is it apples and oranges, though? I just wonder if it's even fair to the broadcast. You
Unintended.
take something like True Detective. It's what, like 12 or 13 episodes? It's really just like 3 movies, phenomenal movies.
It is.
And you compare that to something, with 23 episodes like The Good Wife. It just doesn't feel like it's an even comparable.
And the broadcasters have said that, and I think they'll keep saying that.
But
Because they're
don't
the
you-
ones that televise the Emmys every year, and yet they oftentimes get shut out.
But Brian, don't you also say, and I feel like I hear this from you, but the viewers are getting to decide if they really like the Netflixitization of the definition of television, then so
And that's
be
up
it.
to them. I was
But
just
we
looking
don't know
the-
how much viewers
true.
like the Netflix Netflixatization or whatever you called it, because they don't release their numbers. So we don't actually know how popular these shows are.
We know they have 35 million households subscribing in the U.S. at least. We at least know they're paying for Netflix. One more stat for you. 14 nominations for Netflix last year, 31 this year.
Wow.
So that says a lot about how they're growing.
Let's blow through the lead actor and lead actress in comedy.
Yeah,
real quick.
because we got to talk about the funny folks. Yeah. Okay, real quick, let's start. Let's do the guys first. Jim Parsons nominated for Big Bang Theory, Louis C.K. for Louis C.K., Matt LeBlanc for Episodes, Don Cheadle for House of Lies, Ricky Gervais, a new nominee this year.
Derek.
Yeah, I think he knocked Johnny Galicki out of the box there, and William H. Macy for Shameless, and I think he knocked Amy.
And on the
Sandberg
actress side?
And on the actor's side, Julia Louis-Dreyfus for Veep. So funny. Amy,
so funny.
I always get nominated, but I never win Polar. I hope this is her year. Edie Falco nominated, Lena Dunham nominated, and Melissa McCarthy getting back in there. She won a couple years ago. Remember they did that pageant thing? And also Taylor Schilling for Orange is the New Black.
All right, you two, the dream team.
This really tells you there's a lot of good TV.
Very, very talented.
SNL doesn't show up on there, but SNL just hit a new record this year also. 185 nominations for Saturday Night Live.